Welcome to the Carolina Beat, everyone. I'm over here with Jonathan Peel, President of Coastline Insurance Associates. And today, you may have just moved here and don't quite understand what wind and hail insurance is. We're going to break it down all for you. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you.
You always give us great advice, and our viewers absolutely love it. Now, we're going to tackle wind and hail insurance because the scenario is maybe you've just moved here, maybe you've never had to worry about having those type of insurances before. I know I've just moved to Atlanta. There are different types of insurance when I've moved there, and I was a little unsure as well, but it's always best to have your team come on board.
Well, yeah, thanks. And thanks again for having me back. We get a lot of people that are moving here and a lot of people really retiring to this area. And their whole life, they may have lived in New York City or Raleigh, North Carolina, or Charlotte, and they've never been told by their real estate agent, oh, make sure you get wind and hail insurance. And that is a common question people always ask me, what is wind and hail insurance?
Well, okay, interesting you just say that, Jonathan, because there's one thing that I've grown to like about interviewing you is you seem like an honest man. You seem like you're not out there just to sell an insurance policy. What is wind and hail, and does an insurance agent, would he normally advise you of that? Because I'm thinking that probably would, I don't understand that part.
Right. Again, and thank you for those kind words, but again, using a local agent is usually your best bet because they're going to know the area, the specific needs. But really, wind and hail insurance is something that is usually a separate policy here at the coast.
Right.
A lot of homeowners insurance, if you lived in Raleigh, for example, your homeowners insurance is automatically going to cover wind issues or hail damage to your house.
Wind or hail.
That's right.
Notice that?
But moving to the coast here, the carriers don't want to cover wind and hail, and really what they're scared of is that hurricane risk. That's such a catastrophic storm. They'd rather exclude the wind and hail, and we have actually a state wind pool where you can go buy wind and hail coverage from.
Oh.
But over really the last 5 to 8 years, really on the independent agent side, what we've seen are a lot of private carriers coming into the state, writing this coverage, and we're getting it at a much better rate now than we used to, say, 10 years ago.
Okay, well, you probably basically answered my next one. Why have most of the big insurance companies decided not to cover? They just don't understand it, or they just frightened of the big payout?
Well, they're really frightened. The catastrophic storms that come to this area, like hurricanes, there's really an unpredictability factor with that. You could have hundreds, if not thousands, of claims hit you at one time.
Yeah.
And it's really risky for the insurance company. So if they can avoid that risk, they're going to.
Jonathan, you just actually said a state-funded insurance. What is that again?
Well, we have
just remind our viewers.
Right. Well, we have what's called the Coastal Property Insurance Pool, which is really known as the North Carolina Insurance Underwriting Association. And basically, they write wind and hail coverage if your homeowner's insurance company excludes it from the policy. But they used to be the only market in town 10 years ago, and really now we have private carriers that are coming here and offering an alternative to the state wind.
All right, well, let's talk about that for a moment, can we? What's the cost of wind and hail average? Because I know everyone is different, I would assume.
Right. Well, we really have 3 territories here in coastal North Carolina, and it's really going to depend on the size of the house, but it's about 60 to 70% of your insurance premium. So someone living on Riceville Beach, for example, is probably paying around $4,000 to $5,000 a year for just wind and hail insurance.
And that's what we want everyone to understand. This is on top of your regular insurance, right?
Right.
Is there any way that's a tax deduction? I'm trying to help everyone here.
I'll leave that to the CPA to answer.
We're not quite sure. All right, very quickly, if I can, what's the type of common claim that you see when it comes to wind and hail?
Well, wind and hail really covers the siding blowing off your house, shingles getting lifted. Sometimes we've seen wind blow trees down on homes. So really, it's those type of claims.
All right, buddy, we appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. If you want to find out more information about Coastline Insurance Associates, there it all is up on the screen, everyone. And listen, make sure you have wind and hail insurance.